Hola amigos, this is Level 12 and today we are doing a video I have been wanting to do since the middle of the summer. Why Jigoku Shoujo Season 2 is better than Season 1. Now, for any of you who have seen Season 1 or even Season 2 without watching Season 1, I encourage people who have seen Season 1 and do not like it to see Season 2. Season 2 is so much better because it did so many things that Season 1 should have done. If Season 1 had done just a few of the things Season 2 did, it would have been so much better. But for those of you who have neither seen Season 1 or Season 2, we are going to get into why Season 1 is better. Season 2 is better. What made Season 1 bad, and what Season 1 could have done to make itself better. Now, Jigoku Shoujo follows a simple formula that for later slides that it doesn't take up so much room, I'm going to call it the basic formula, and this is how both seasons start. You get the gist of it, and it's kind of the bread and butter of this series. First it starts with the backstory of the episode's underdog discovery and you feel sympathy towards them. Now, what I wanted more of was kind of the villain's underdog, like the person that's going to use the Hell Link isn't exactly like the best person, but they have their good reasons for doing it. Season 2 and Season 1 kind of did that, but not as much as I wish they had. And eventually they discover/hear about the Hell Link either by other people talking about it, hearing it in a magazine. Some of them, we start out seeing them with the Hell Link, just having no one to put in there. And then once they get up the nerve, they put in the name of the aggressor, and it's entered into the Hell Link, and then Jigoku Shoujo eventually gets it. Now, a spiel is given almost immediately, except for the first one, it took like 6 days. To the person that entered the name into the Hell Link. Not the person's name entered, but the episode's underdog. Season 1, I like the translator who translated, because I watched the subbed version. I will avenge your grievance, curses come home to roost. I liked that spiel. I didn't like the other spiel where it was like 2 holes will be opened and you must fill the other one. That's just such a nitpicking thing that doesn't really change the overall of the show, but that's one of the things I didn't like about Season 2 was they changed how they said the stuff in it. That's just, for me, that's a tiny little nitpick thing. That didn't overall affect my eventual liking of Season 2 more than Season 1. But they're given that spiel, and a person will dilute in these two paths. One, a person can hesitate until absolutely driven to pulling the string that will send the person to hell, which, they're given a doll, and it's usually, in the first season, I think it was only twice that Wan Yudo was not used, and Wan Yudo is the old guy, which is another thing Season 1 didn't do really well. They pull the string on the doll, the straw doll, and Wan Yudo was black and the string was red, so it was a really ominous looking doll. I think Rin is blue, and, the girl, Hanoana, she's a pinkish color. And then the boy in Season 4 is yellow, which is a very gross color. Or the person, they can dilute into the second path, which the person can do it rather quickly with little remorse. Because some people, by the point they used the Hell Link, they were just at their wits' end. And the aggressor is tormented, then sent to hell. Now, Season 1 did a lot of aggressive, tormenting scenes, while Season 2 focused more on the backstory of the underdogs and the Jigoku Shoujo sidekicks more so than the tormenting. There were still some good tormenting scenes in Season 2. There just weren't as many. One of my favorite ones from Season 2 was the kind of frame story of how the person was when I think of purgatory, I think of repeating your last actions over and over again, and I really like that one because it was such a head trip. And then usually at the end of the episode, there's resolution for the person. Once or twice you get kind of a sad and bitter ending, but it feels right. But this is the basic formula of both seasons. So both seasons had hit and misses with this basic formula, which you can't. Eventually you're going to have a hit or miss, and it's just an anthology of things. So this is the basic plot line for Season 1. So Season 1 starts out, you're introduced to the basic formula. Few episodes in, I can't remember if it was at the very end or the very start of an episode, but it was really quick. This girl who, name escapes me, I only wrote down some important names. The girl, she makes, who is a journalist's daughter, she makes eye contact with Jigoku Shoujo. And I wrote Hell Girl on here just because it's shorter. And then enter the journalist. Just all of a sudden, this journalist enters and then moves on to the journalist's vendetta. And eventually you move away from the Jigoku Shoujo, and it's about half Jigoku Shoujo, half journalist. And you're very confused as to why this journalist has this kind of vendetta against Jigoku Shoujo and the people who use the Hell Link. It's very... You're like, why is he here? And he doesn't even do it well. Like, he doesn't stop the people from using the Hell Link. I think in one of them, he even, grabbed the doll and the string just popped anyways, or I'm misremembering, but he did nothing to stop it. He was a very terrible antagonist. He wasn't really an antagonist, but that's just how we're gonna look at it. And the sidekicks, the sidekick intervention would just be like, they would make a lot of fog. His car couldn't go. And one episode that I didn't put in here because it's such a specific episode, it's really specific. That episode was just filler. Like, the ghost girl and Jigoku Shoujo and, oh, they can see ghosts. And I'm just like, that had no relevance to the story. That was just so you could have 26 episodes. And then after all that, we get the journalist backstory. And I'm just like, okay, his wife cheated on him and then she died. That's called karma. So why don't you want these people? Because, if it was... I understand why he doesn't want people to get revenge on other people, because you're technically sending them to hell, but just we'll get into it later. The Hell Girl intervenes, and Hell Girl is super, super OP. She's crazy OP. She just dominates these two people, and they're the journalist and his daughter, and they almost die. And then when she's about to kill them, I think God or something interrupts them, and you flash back to Hell Girl's backstory, and that lasts for an episode and a half, and it's a very touching backstory, and it's amazing. I liked the Hell Girl backstory, I'm not gonna lie. And then the final battle, Hell Girl is still really OP, and it bleeds into the resolution where you don't know what happened to Jigoku Shoujo, but the journalist got a story. The girl can no longer, because the girl this entire time, she could see the tormentation that was going on through Jigoku Shoujo's eyes. When the girl and Jigoku Shoujo made eye contact, she basically got this clairvoyance vision of to where she could see what Jigoku Shoujo saw, and that was how her father knew where to go. And the girl didn't like it because the girl was like, why are we stopping these people from getting revenge? Because some of the people really did need to go to hell because they were terrible people. But whatever, we're going to get into that in a few more slides as to why the journalist could have been so much better of a character in season 1, could have been so much better. Now for this plotline of season 2. Now it looks a lot more, but it was also 26 episodes as was season 1. It's just there had a lot more little marker points that I had to put down. So season 2, basic formula and inter backstory could have, the basic formula bled into the inter backstory part, and the backstory was of Jigoku Shoujo's sidekicks, which was amazing. I loved to see why they were there, because in season 1 it was just oh, they're there. I'm like, why are you following around this girl that looks like she's 15? It was they had, other than just becoming dolls and taking revenge, they had scoping out the clients, there was nothing there. There was just no substance. And probably could have not had that basic formula, but you would get some basic formula, the backstory, the basic formula, yada yada yada. And then eventually some of the stories tied together. One story, this guy, he got screwed over by some other dude, movie maker guy, and he was poor, and the other movie maker guy had money, except the movie maker guy was about to leave because his friend made it seem like the town was tormenting them. I think it was Lovely Hill or something like that. And so they were like, oh, we're gonna move to America. And the boy was, and so he's like, no, you're gonna suffer like I did. So the friend kills the movie maker guy's wife, and the son of the two people gets framed because he had found the crossbow before the police got there, and Someone pulled, I don't remember who pulled the string on the friend dude's life, but his string got pulled, and the movie maker guy, he died, and the boy was left holding a bottle when the police came, so the police assumed that the boy did it, but that didn't happen. And then a few stories after that are all related to that town, so you're staying in that general area of Lovely Hill. And eventually the town realizes they can use the hell links to get places in life. They can kill off people, and the boy is like taken to the police station, but he isn't found guilty. Like they didn't have enough evidence. So then the town starts plotting revenge on people, and they frame the boy by saying, "Oh, he's a cursed child. He's the devil's child," and everyone just goes along with it, except then a detective comes in, and the detective's little sister becomes friends with the boy, whose name is Takukuma, and Takukuma and the girl start hanging out, and they're just like, hey, we're gonna do this together, we're gonna shed light on this, because they found a way to like make them stop. So the town plots the murders, they put them on a boat, the detective saves the kids. You can only use this hell link once, and you know when you're used because you're marked with a symbol, and I tried to get it on the slideshow, except the symbol is black, and my background theme for this time was black, so I couldn't do that, but I might put it somewhere later, I don't know. And then the detective saves the kids. However, the one person in the town that had yet to be marked, his time is used to kill the detective, and the girl is really shaken up about this. Originally, she was like, oh, the hell link's bad, the hell link's terrible, yada yada yada, all this stuff. And so she tries to curse the boy to hell, and it doesn't work because Hell Girl refuses, and because she had to become Hell Girl to save her family from going to hell. She had to be like, oh, I will take these people, I will do your bidding and just not die. So that was Hell Girl's entire purpose. So Hell Girl technically dies, and Kikari, a new character is introduced called Kikari, and you don't really know why she's there, but it's better than what the little servants were. Sidekicks. She turns out to be like this all watchful eye, and then the resolution is the boy lives a kind of happy life. I'm not gonna say happy because it didn't end well for him. Just like his parents died, his best friend died, lots of people died, but he's not like thought of as a terrible cursed child anymore. And the servants, the sidekick, to go on and do what they want to with their lives. They're not bound by Hell Girl anymore. They're not bound to hell. And I don't know if they became mortals, but I know in season 3 they become immortal again because, Jigoku Shoujo, she needs her sidekicks. And this is where season 1 went wrong. So their first wrong move was enter the journalist. I'm not going to say he popped out of nowhere, but because he did start with a story, and he just kind of bled into a bunch of other stories, but we don't really care about him when he first enters. It's just like, oh, he's here. And now here's the journalist Vendetta coming along with him, like, why does he care so much? One of those things was, one of the big stories I had an issue with was this girl, she got bullied into helping this woman, and this woman, used her as a slave, killed her dogs, and then her dogs had, puppies, and the woman drowned the puppies, and the guy was like, oh, she's going to jail now, and they found the dead puppies drowned, and the girl was like, no, I'm pulling the string, and the guy, I just don't like the way this guy went. And enter the journal is the backstory. The backstory is touching, but it doesn't really help his case. His backstory was his wife was cheating on him. Oh, spoilers, by the way. His wife cheating on him, and he found out because he and his friend were doing a stakeout, and the guy they were reporting on, his lover was the dude's wife, the reporter's wife, and his name was Hajime. And Hajime was like, no, you left our daughter alone. I trusted you with our child. No. And so he was like, get out. And so the woman was like, but no, get out. And so the woman left, and then the woman got into a car accident, and it killed her, and the guy was like, oh my gosh, I'm a terrible person. I just let her walk away in the snow. She died. It's my fault. And then he's like, oh, I can't let other people do this. You're going to mess up someone's life. And I'm like, Your story only works because she was the mother of your kid. Yeah, that's how that sentence works. It does not work because the woman who had drowned the puppies also drowned her own kid. So either way, she was going to hell anyways. It just speeds up the process. But I think his main message in the show was that you don't have the right to take away someone else's life, even though most of these people were trash. They were terrible people. They sucked. These were people that did deserve to die. Like, one of them that died like right after he used the Hell Link was a terrible dude. He picked on kids, but he saved his woman, even though he couldn't get her. Anyways, one of the dudes that had the Hell Link used to get him was a boyfriend who let his friend date his girlfriend and then break her heart and whatever. I can't remember all of them. One of them, I will agree, one of them, I don't think the journalist dude was, either he didn't intervene in this one or he wasn't introduced yet, but the teacher asked to be sent to the Hell Link, and the girl was like, okay, I'll send you to hell, at least we'll be there together. I will admit, some of them should not have gone to hell, but most of them, the dude tried to stop did, so it just made the guy look like a terrible person. What his message should have been was, you're taking this person out of someone else's life, which again only works if they did have someone in their life. Most of these people that he tried to stop from being killed were terrible people. I wish he had popped up more if the people had some redeeming qualities, but the creators of the show made the people that had done the grievance so terrible that the journalist just looked like a guy who only got half of the story. In the final battle, Hellgirl was just so overpowered. It was like, you were like, if she doesn't win, it was a slap to the face, and if she did win, it was expected. It was a lose-lose situation no matter how you played out the battle, unless you made her less OP. And absolutely no suspense was created when the journalist tries to intervene. Everyone gets their revenge no matter what. He eventually just becomes part of season 1's basic formula. He's like the X value, and you don't know where he's going to be placed, but he's there. You don't know, like, that X value is him. You don't know where he's going to be, but he's going to be there. And just no suspense is created. Like, they could have done something better with this journalist guy. They could have made him more of a threat, but they didn't. He was just there, and he did nothing. Like, nothing at all. He was just, literally just there. And it made me so upset that no matter what he did, sometimes he was able to make the person just not pull the string. And then, like, oh, the person trips and the string gets pulled anyways. And I'm just like, you can't do that. Sometimes the journalist did work, but what the writers decided to do was they were like, no, the string's still getting pulled. Like, you can retract your order, I think. Like, you can give the doll back, but just whatever. Poor Wan Yudo. He was usually the doll in season 1. So this is how season 2 is better. Enter the backstory. We finally learn about the sidekicks. Oh my gosh. And more of the sidekicks are used. Usually it was just Wan Yudo used, but when the stories aligned with more of the sidekicks' backstory, that's the doll that was used. Like, if it was more of a female girly issue, then Hano Ano was used. It was more of a teenage, angsty kind of battle-ish issue, Rin was used. It was more of anything that didn't fit those two categories, Wan Yudo was used. The tie together of the stories. Now, even though it was so specific of the tie together, we get to see the stories overlap. I like that. The Town of Revenge, we get to see, like, this is like one of those what-if brain experiment things, like, what if the Hell Link is used on a grander scale? That's what the Town of Revenge was. It showed what could happen if because, like, for one of the scenes was just the voices of Hano Ana, Rin, and Wan Yudo overlapping and the dolls going through the air, like you see with them saying, your grievance shall be avenged, your grievance shall be avenged, your grievance shall be avenged, or something like, no, it's your grievance has been heard, your grievance has been heard. The way the season 2 writers wrote it, your revenge, your something will be avenged, something will be avenged, yada yada yada. and the boyfriend, again, that could probably go back to the tie together, and you actually feel bad for this ex-integer, which we will call the boy the ex-integer. You feel for him. Before with the journalist, you were just, after you heard his backstory, you kind of like, yeah, okay, I can see that. But the boyfriend, you actually feel bad for him, because he's actually a good dude. Like, it's just a boy, hard on his luck, man. And the town plots murders. This is where the suspense come in, because you don't know if they're going to use the Hell Link or if they're going to kill the children themselves. Because currently, at that time in the show, they were just using the Hell Link freely, except they were running out of people to make as pawns for the Hell Link. And it's just really interesting to see that. Like, literally, man. And it was interesting at the end of season 2 how she just refused the order, because on some of them, you could tell she did not want to do that order, but she did it anyways. And it was just cool to think, if will the Hell Girl do this, because Jigoku Shoujo had been like kind of like I'll kind of buddy with the boy, you know. I like season 2 so much better. I will admit some parts of the ending could have been tightened up, but it's just really nitpicking stuff at that point. And just, again, season 2 so much better. Like, could season 1 have been season 2? Yeah, could season 1 have been season 2, and could season 2 have been season 1? That would have been so much better. And, like, at the start of season 2, we get a snippet of Jigoku Shoujo's backstory. Just that little bit would have been enough for me. You didn't have to go into the entire thing of, oh, they sacrificed children, yada, yada, yada. You didn't need that. You just did not need that. And now we get on to how season 1 could have been made better. First off, when you introduce the journalist, start with the journalist's backstory. Maybe make him a former client. And something I don't think I put on here was also have the backstory of the sidekicks. I would have loved to see some of the I know that's a lot to put into episodes, but at the start, just kind of layer on that backstory slowly. Like, have some of the basic formula, and then, oh, backstory of Hanohana. Have some of the basic revenge. Oh, backstory of one Yudo, and you know, just do that. I would have loved to see some of that backstory of the clients in the first season. Have his daughter actually meet or speak with Jigoku Shoujo, because Jigoku Shoujo does just roam around the town of, I think it's Tokyo that they're in, and just whatever. Instead of just make eye contact across the train, because what happened was, the girl was going home and Jigoku Shoujo was on the other side of the train track, and they make eye contact, and then the train goes by really quickly, and then Jigoku Shoujo is just gone. And make the journalist more of a threat, like, have him succeed in changing someone's mind and making them giving back the dollar, making them not pull the string at all, like, because they did try to do that, except the writers were just like, nah, the strings is gonna be pulled anyways. I'm just like, ugh, you suck. Having more fair final battle. I would have just omitted the final battle. I don't know what I would have put in place, but because of that reason, I just want to have a more fair final battle. Probably mentally break Jigoku Shoujo's mind. And some can say, well, they did because she went crazy. However, instead of making her OP, even though I know she's a spirit and that's just how spirits roll, make her more human. Like, make her have human weaknesses and humanly break down as a person. Like, if you mentally break someone, you're hurting them. That's painful to do. Just make her more normal, you know? I would have loved to see Jigoku Shoujo act more human instead of just like this third person omniscient thing in the background, because that's kind of how she felt. And in season 2 we got a little bit more human, and in season 3 we get extremely human there. I kind of wish I could watch more of season 3, because right now it's turned out like a season 1 issue, but whatever. But anyways, yeah, this is how season 1 could have been better. And again, I wish I had put on this list, have the backstory of the sidekicks. Like, come on. I don't want to wait another season to see their backstories. By season 2, I want to feel for the main cast. Just, whatever. Anyway, so that was how Jigoku Shoujo season 2 is better than season 1, and how season 1 could have been a heck of a lot better. So, I'm tired because this was a really big video and one I've been wanting to do for a while, and something y'all didn't see was me making all these slides. Something I want to talk about right now is how much I just love making these videos. It's so much fun to experiment. Something I wish I could have done was on the first screen. I wanted Jigoku Shoujo, the picture I had used of her, to fade in and me just not make any comment about it, but the slide program that I use, which is Google Slides, wouldn't let me move on unless I had logged out, exit out of the navigation animation pane I was using, and that would have messed up the sizing of my stuff, and I was not just gonna do my intro, part 1, because the more parts I have, the harder it is to edit, which is why I talk really fast, because my screen recorder, because I refuse to use screencast recorder because of the watermark. I can only record 10 minutes, so I try to condense as much as I can and not go on script, because I will end up writing really wrong scripts and I talk really fast, so that's why I talk really fast. And the thing about the boxes, I loved doing that, so I want to diverse my stuff as much as I can, because I know y'all get tired of just looking at text on the screen like, ugh, you're gonna just read it off anyways, why don't you just not do that? And I'm just like, I do this for a living. Well, not really, I'm a student, but whatever. Anyway, so that was the evening rant. Most of y'all don't listen to this part, but whatever. Anyways, like and subscribe for more anime and otaku related content. Ciao, chicos!